You think of a reel or a social media post like a seed out there, all by itself, doing its job, linked to SEO hashtags and keywords in your post, and depending on what kind of audience you have, seeing the growth, seeing each individual post act like a way to get a client, get the word out about you. So if you're a small business out there, that's what I do. And I love doing it. And I'm good at it. You want to think of those personalities under your roof. The funny guy in the kitchen nobody sees in your restaurant. Film him. Show the people who's cooking their food. You'll get more people. That's the tip for today. Go hiking.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Okay.
The views and opinions expressed on the Morning Wood Show are strictly those of a crazy lady in a tree, and most definitely not the views of Military Broadcast Radio. You've been warned. Proceed with caution. We are not liable if you laugh so hard you fall out of your chair. So grab your spoon, smack that rooster, and let's get this day started right. Let's get ready for the Morning Wood. Cook-a-doodle. Do!
All right, well, we're live. We hope that you guys can hear us.
Hey to all our listeners out there. Good morning. This is your favorite Morning Wood. It is time to rise and sizzle.
Yeah, we have no idea if this is working or not.
I just
Stop telling all our secrets.
I checked our Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, we have audio.
We do have audio. Okay, then fantastic. You know what? This is the first time that MBR has ever been on. Yeah, turn my mic down a little bit if you know which one it is. This is the first time that we've ever did this on remote. We're literally doing this in a field, you guys.
You're in a field. There's some grasshoppers, but you know, if you see me in the background hopping with them, it's because I've had a lot of coffee.
Holly, you can sit down. You can sit down.
I'm happy.
Okay, all right. Well, so how was your drive-in?
It was actually really peaceful.
Yeah.
It's a nice area over here.
Isn't it beautiful
It's
out
a nice
here?
drive.
We're live from Longmont. We're at Mile High
Skydiving. Yes. It's really weird. So when you put in the address into Waze or whatever way you do come, what's going to happen is you're going to see the address, and then you got to go up a little bit, and then we have the brand new MBR banner that the Dietz family, that Ray, they donated. We have a nice little banner out there to kind of show people, hey, it's here. You kind of turn here. So we got good things. Now, this is a little bit different, Holly, because, you know, I spent more time worrying and trying to get this set up rather than.
Your mind is like winding down.
Yeah.
Now we're like, you know, no.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like hustling and putting all this? What a crew here. You guys are epic.
I got here early. I was just
It
hanging out
literally
here
looks
for
like a full.
I tried to get here early. The cop didn't like me too much. He pulled me over, so I got a nice 4th of July ticket to remember this event by.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You couldn't schmooze?
When it's an officer on a bike,
Sir,
he's
we're
not.
sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
And you might want to turn my mic down a little bit because I don't want to blow anybody's speakers out.
Eardrums out.
Yeah. But and turn Holly's up a little bit. I can't hardly hear her.
I can't hear myself either,
gain.
but it's okay.
Make sure her gain's
You're
up.
up.
I'm up.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
All right. So,
I-
man, it has been a week, and I tell you what. So we have Channel 9 coming out.
We do. I
Awesome.
got a confirmation, and they were really excited. I sent an email yesterday
Did you
about
pull
what was going
strings?
on.
Did you pull strings?
I guess the email worked. I was asking for
Ooh.
clickbait in the email heading, and then like literally minutes after I sent an email, Evan from Channel 9 News was like, "Can we strap GoPros on your people?" I was like, "Yes,
Hell
yes,
yeah.
and yes."
And,
awesome.
So I'm excited. So what we got people showing up here? What, by 9 o'clock you guys are gonna go through the whole safety dance?
I
right?
guess so. I
know?
I have a
out.
friend. I have a friend. Edge is coming, and the interesting story about my friend Edge coming is he was supposed to do the skydiving last time, but he had a PTSD episode, so he had to sit out of skydiving last time. This time he's going to be skydiving, so it's like.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. And, for him to, hey, I want to give this a go, I want to try this again, is outstanding. Because, look, it's not just a skydiving. This is a moment that you're gaining independence from, your disability. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, well, I ain't got no disability. Well, let me tell you something. If you wear glasses, that's a disability. If you have traumatic brain injury, if you talk like you're drunk, like I do sometimes, that's a disability. Anything can be a disability. And the one thing that I
What
like
Joel's
about
trying to say is don't judge.
right, exactly. And the one thing that I
Sure.
like about this is not only do we have 3 vets skydiving, but we have 3 firefighters.
Oh,
Now,
Yeah.
we have just opened military broadcast radio to first responders last year. So this is a big deal. And I find out a lot of nonprofits, they say, hey, we want to honor veterans and we want to honor first responders, but not a lot of nonprofits really key into that. They don't really bring in first responders. So this is a big deal, especially for firefighters, because we all know they're going to get called today because somebody's going to blow off their fingers.
oh, geez. Yep, yeah, but
Stay
serious,
safe with the fireworks out there.
serious happy 4th, happy Independence Day to everybody out there. I mean, it's, gosh, and I feel like we are in God's country.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to some serious fireworks, and then you guys, doing the kiss and pray up above.
Right?
So
Are you going, Joel?
Like, are you jumping?
I'm not planning on it.
You're not what?
I'm not planning on
You
it.
just came here for your buddies?
I just came
Yeah.
here for my buddies.
I'll go with them if it's free.
You have to be a veteran or a
Dang.
first responder,
Dang
or
it.
I would.
No, I'm
We got
deaf. I'm deaf in
Luke.
my right ear. I'm disabled.
Look, you're
You wanna
jumping
go?
today.
Yeah, heck yeah.
What
Yeah, Lucas is going.
what are you gonna yell? You're gonna yell like Unga Bunga or something fun? Get over here. Get on that
Get
mic.
over here.
We're so bossy. Get over here.
Get over here.
We got people in the parking lot checking us out. Just wanna-
No, I mean like nothing exciting. I'm not gonna get crazy with it.
You're not gonna get crazy with it?
I don't know if those earphones
Just-
work or not. I haven't tested them.
Yeah.
Oh, they
All
do?
right.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
So,
All right.
anything going through your mind right now? Like,
Oh, I mean, I'm
did you call your mom? Mom.
no.
jumping
Actually,
out of the plane.
I didn't, and I had thought about it, but
Lucas, you can't tell your mom. I mean, if my son was jumping out of a plane and I didn't know about it, I'd be like, what did I not do?
So since the
Right,
sun
right.
is in our eyes, we have no idea what everybody's saying. We know that Charles is tuning in, but
We're in a field of dreams, he says.
yeah, literally field of dreams.
Amber's saying happy 4th.
If you build it, they will come.
Yes.
And
Yes.
guess what? It's built. So I got some more questions for you, Lucas,
yeah,
because I'm super curious, right?
right.
So you didn't call your mom.
No.
Did you tell anybody, like your show people, like You're just
No.
just gonna like.
I mean, and in my defense, like it did come together fairly quickly, but yeah, I don't know.
It's fair.
Oddly enough, like I kind of, in a weird way, I just kind of feel like this one's for me, kind of,
It should be.
and so I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of like a little too much in my head, anyways. I mean, but I really, just kind of wanted it to be mine. I don't know, but that's kind of where
That's
how
fair
I
and that's
thought about
cool.
it.
No, that's cool. And I'm
but-
curious because I don't think I would do it. I'm admiring this. Like
No
right
questions
now.
asked. I would be in that plane. Easily. It's like a roller coaster.
What would you? So, but my thing is like if you're up that high and you could say one thing or do one thing, you think you're just going to be open to the experience and quiet, or you think you're going to be like, oh, like
I'm
you're
screaming the whole time, probably. But I know that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
That's the fun of it. I'm going to try to keep a straight, like a roller coaster. You always try to keep a straight face the whole time and you end up laughing way harder. I would probably do something like that, honestly. That sounds like fun.
It
I would
does.
do it. No questions
I'm
asked.
psyched for you. Like this is huge bucket list stuff, chance of a lifetime, and especially for the category of humans that this is going to be provided for. It's just epic. So this who's rolling out the 4th of July with some epic stuff? We are.
Oh, yeah.
How was your drive-in?
Oh, it was really good. I mean, I was here at 6 a.m. just chilling in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So
Ready for it.
Now, I do want to point out, ladies and gentlemen, that some of our supporters, some of our sponsors that helped us with like the propane and the gas for this remote is American Military Family. So thank you, Debbie. We also want to report that Project Sanctuary, they stepped in. They're actually paying for you, Lucas.
Wow.
So we
Fantastic.
want to give them a huge clap for that also. And yeah. So I can't read what the time says, but if it says 15 minutes, we're going to go on our first break, Holly.
Let's do it.
It is 8:28.
8:28. Oh wow, we are way off, but that's okay. We'll play a couple of videos just to make sure everything is running smooth. Once again, we are live here, the first time ever in MBR history where we are live off grid here at Mile High Skydiving here at Longmont. You're listening to the Morning Wood Show right here on the station that's letting your veterans' voices be heard. MBR!
to say. Until his dying day, he's American made. Until his dying day, he's American made. He'll stand up for the colors, and that won't ever change. And when he feels like he's back over there, he turns it up top 10 and lets that radio play. He's American made. Until his dying day, he's American made. Until his dying day, he's American made. Until his dying day, he's American made.
Spent my youth sitting in a Sunday school. Learned about forgiveness and the golden rule. Someone does you wrong, you turn the other cheek. But I can't hear another of your apologies. Been a couple years since I made it back. Now I pray in a bar over a shot of Jack. Got my lipstick on, ruby red dress, skin tight. Try to make myself forget you tonight. Skip the branch past the olives, pour some gin. Add the tonic, you've been playing dirty for too long.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.com.
And we're live once again. We're
Welcome
live
back.
here on the Military Broadcast Radio. Can you hear? Yes?
Yep.
No. You can't hear. So maybe it's that one. Or maybe not. Okay, hold on. We'll figure this out. Here, you take this, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Joel, you should use that purple mic.
Hey. Yes, we're back. We're live from Mile High Skydiving in Longmont, Colorado, where we have an epic situation. We have our first responders, and we also have some military vets on this wonderful fourth who are going to be jumping. Some are going to be just here kind of doing the bucket list thing, right? The roller coaster ride up. And then the rest of us are just sitting around being envious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to be singing.
I think we got some participants over here to the right of us.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we
Looks
got
like
some
we do.
participants. I know that we're supposed to have the firefighter that has done courageous and empowering things. Like that's what the chief said. We're going to have her on at the top of the hour, and we're gonna just talk to her and see how she feels about this, you know. So I'm just glad that we included firefighters, you know, because they don't get enough credit for what they do every single day. They deploy daily, and I'm just glad that we was able to accommodate them this year. So it's good stuff. It's really good stuff.
So once again, can you mention our sponsors?
Yes. So our sponsors for this morning, Dunkin' Donuts provided us with donuts and coffee, and Jersey Mike's is providing us with lunch today.
Sweet. Yeah.
Some of the sponsors that have
Always need a
helped
good sandwich.
support us to be able to do the skydiving is Project Sanctuary. They're helping Lucas. American Family, they helped us support this remote. And then last but not least,
Camel.
Camel.
You're sicker.
No. Dietz, the Dietz family, big huge
That's even
shout
better.
out for them. They got us a brand new banner. I don't know if you saw it, Holly,
No.
but it's amazing.
I did see the.
I included the ducks when I brought it out. Cassie looked at it. She's like, "Oh, you included the ducks," and I'm like, "Of course, I included the ducks." You know, and if you're not knowing what the ducks mean,
Yeah, tell me the story of when the ducks evolved.
Okay, so
I want to hear it because
I can't pronounce her last name. Go figure. But a long time ago, it's been about 5 or 10 years. There was this woman. Her name was Allison, and she was going through a rough time. And she drove a Jeep, and she saw how these ducks made people smile. So she started putting these ducks. You know, you've heard of Jeep hidden ducks. She started putting these ducks on like different Jeeps and stuff, just to make people smile. And you know, one day somebody came up to me and they're like, you know, MBR really needs a mascot. And I'm like, well, you know, if I do a mascot, I want something to be meaningful. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? We don't even need business cards. What we're going to do is each DJ, you know, if you see us on the street or whatever, hey, you have a duck. We're going to duck you, you know? All right. Literally, we're going to duck you. And the duck is the main reason for the duck is to show that no matter how bad things get, that you can weather any storm. So when you know, you've always heard the saying, whenever you get in an argument or whenever somebody ticks you off, you know, let it go over your, you know, let the water run down your
over your head.
Over your head, back like a duck, right? You've heard that saying.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, and so that's what that duck means. It means that you can weather any storm. And it's just a reminder for veterans to look, because you know what? Sometimes veterans, especially when you get my age, it's hard to make friends at 40, at 35. It's hard to make friends. It's kind of awkward, actually. And
well, because you guys are all ride or dies.
Yeah.
Think of a veteran and military status and the stuff that you guys have, even through basic training, you guys are you're just ride or die. And it's funny because I was having this conversation with my students yesterday. What is the one quality in another human being that you would be one that you expect, when it's a friend, or when it comes to work, or when it comes to what we're doing? What is the one thing you expect?
The one thing that I expect is everybody knows their ins and the outs when it comes to the mixers, which we found out this morning. We need a little extra remotes, but that's okay. We got a lot of remotes coming up.
Loyalty,
yeah.
Loyalty is a big deal to me, definitely. And I don't know if it's because I come from such a big family, and I know that, my family's thick. If I'm calling, they're, right? It's same with you, I know I'm super loyal.
Oh yeah.
I'm super, super loyal, right? And that's it. And you think about firefighters, you think about first responders, you think about you get your duck story, right? And even you just wanting to give that person that moment just to smile and appreciate that life ain't so bad.
Yeah. And hey, I tell you what, and the duck, name is Broadcast Beaker. Now the story about Broadcast Beaker is so my best friend died in Iraq. His name was Brock Buckland, and we used to nickname him, we used to call him Beaker. I have no idea why. Because he had like a pointed nose, and we call him Beaker for that. But we used to call him Beaker, and so the personality, the character, everything of Broadcast Beaker is Brock Buckland. So that's another big reason why the duck is important to MBR.
This is an important duck out there. And,
yes.
And Joel even started making different for all his DJs, he's starting to make ducks. I can't wait to see my duck.
Yeah, well, I haven't made your duck yet.
I'm in no hurry. I'm excited to see what I would look like as a duck and what you think I would look like as a duck. And then it would be really fun to just kind of flash it. I do have some exciting news.
Yeah, what is that?
We're going to have some merch.
Oh, shit.
We're going to have Morning Wood merch. Can you imagine wearing a shirt that says Morning Wood? I mean, yeah, right?
That would be awesome.
I can't wait. I'm all excited. and next week, we're going to have, it's Sensation Design. It was a student of mine that was trying to get to that next level digitally, because there's just a whole new way of marketing and communicating out there, and branding, building yourself, trying to get clients, and it's a new dance, shall we say, right? New dance moves. But he's going to come on, and it has been a really neat experience. So I fired him off my logo, and he was like, oh, we got to vector file that. And I was like, ooh. That sounds
they
serious.
always have to vector file. I'm telling you, vector file, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
In fact, my embroiderer, there was a time that we were working on something, and he looked at me and he's like, man, I got vector format. He's like, I don't know how to do this. And I'm like, hold on a second. Chat GPT it, and it told him exactly what to do. I love Chat GPT. It tells me exactly what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. You have to have passion. You have to be dedicated. And the one thing that I like about ChatGPT is it doesn't give up. It does not give up. It will encourage you. Well, let's try it this route. Oh, let's try it this route. And one thing I found out about students, and I don't know if you've noticed this, Holly, but with students, like if something doesn't work, they're like, well, this doesn't work.
The frustration.
The frustration.
They
They don't sit there and try to figure it out. They're just like, well, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. You know, it's always send it at the third level.
I give up throwing the towel. Yeah. I get to witness it every day. When you go to it's Hollywood on TikTok. I posted a video yesterday of my students in this. I don't know how to explain it. In that very moment where they were trying to. So I gave them an assignment on Tuesday, and I said, this is going to be due on Thursday morning. I want you up here saying this is me and how cool I am, right? And then Thursday morning rolls in and they all come into class. I'm like, how you guys doing? And they're just, bowing the head and, no, this happened. And really I do that for an understanding because in this tech world, right. I mean, like, even the obstacles we had this morning and we weren't cussing. You guys were cool. I mean, you guys are seasoned, right? But they kind of had this little. There has to be like this release of pressure or release of frustration in this biz, shall I say, right? So I like hearing the duck story.
Yeah,
it makes me super excited to see somebody to get a duck.
You know, when I have time, now this is what usually happens when I have time when somebody donates money or whatever and they want a duck, not only will I send them 3 ducks, okay? And the reason why we have 3 ducks, same reason why we have 3 people on the banner, is sometimes your battle buddy needs a break. You need that third person, you know? Sometimes 2 people isn't good enough. Sometimes when somebody's hurt, you need somebody to pull security while the other person's working. You need 3 people. And, you know, there's plenty of sound bites. Hey, I don't need a platoon. I just need three tough motherfuckers, and we can do anything and everything, you know? And that's exactly the way. So that's the reason why the banner is. And so, yesterday they asked me a little bit about the patch. You know, they're like, hey, can I get the file? And I'm like, well, that's the thing is MBR, it's kind of sacred with the patch. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, you send us the thing, we'll embroider and then we'll mail it back. We're not giving that file away. And he was like, well, what's so special about the file? It's the stitches. The stitches, when they stitch it, he has it so that it's crossing over 3 times so that it's backing each one up. Guess how many stitches are in the MBR thing?
More than 3.
6.
Well, that's
6.
True.
6.
No, there's more than that. Hold on, I'm
3.
Right?
Now I'm guessing 3.
I like that you're still guessing.
I'm trying to get the there is 14,896 stitches in the MBR patch. And there's a story between, I don't have the story with me, but there's a story for each of those numbers. They mean something. And, you know, when you've been here long enough, you know that when a DJ or a host is doing a broadcast, if they're broadcasting in another state, then they get the Broadcast Boot Award. It's kind of like a patch thing. You remember that.
Yeah.
You go there, you know, and we have a studio in Denver, and you know, it's just it's crazy. It's been a wild ride for the last 2 years because we've went from audio to audio video, and now we have gaming, and now we have animation. Now we're still working on animation, but you know, it took about a year to get the gaming server, get it all organized. It just takes time. So
I ran into a really fun app for all you tech savvy people out there, right? Okay. It's super fun. It's called Winter Comics. And they're a new affiliate and sponsored by Google. It took me a good week to kind of really understand and wrap my understanding of what this app was. Now, it's a live kind of social platform as well. But if you like anime, or if you like comic books, you can create your own comic book, and you can create. You could take an MBR duck and you could take Joel's voice and get the duck
Okay.
to. Yeah, so
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
That's cool.
It goes off of like tokens. And the way they give you tokens, you can buy tokens, or if you follow them on all social platforms, you get more tokens. If you follow them on Discord, you get like the super blast of tokens.
Okay.
And if you hashtag them. But I have had so much fun for the past week with students in coming up with graphics and characters, and then just putting my voice to a picture and it making the character talk.
Nice.
Laughing, like out of my chair laughing. Out of my chair
hilarious.
laughing. And then, then I got a room full of students, and then they're like, oh my God, that's insane. And I'm like, you see why I love my job?
Oh, I know to make a character like walk just the left leg, it's like 25, 26 frames. Just making
it's like stop motion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can go into ChatGPT, you can take this picture, you can take your voiceover, and you can put them both into a prompt saying, help me keyframe this to animation.
Yeah.
And I want it to do this. You could put a full script in there, or you can even get 2 characters. Like, stuff is moving fast, and it's getting pretty advanced.
Yeah.
So even these soldiers back here, we could totally get to stand at attention, salute. It's insane.
I think it'd be a cool intro. Just like it looks like they're kind of just walking already.
Lucas, are we good?
Just like a cool intro of them walking and then just like stopping. It'd be a cool intro.
Yeah.
You like go from like them moving and then have it like stop and then it's the logo.
The logo
kind of
and like
thing.
the flag in the back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Did you hear that, folks?
So
I got a challenge.
we're gonna go.
Help us out.
We're gonna go
I'm
on
gonna
a
do
music. We're gonna go on a music break, and when we come back off of this music break, we're gonna have the firefighter, the interview of the week, and then after we interview her, we're gonna probably end a little bit soon and break down some stuff so that we can set up for the drop zone. When they came out of the planes, we're gonna play thunder and a bunch of music. So it's going to be a good time. So whatever you do, stay with us. Don't go away. You're listening to the Morning Wood Show right here on the station that's letting our veterans be heard, MVR. Woo!
What do you think about the way I'm thinking now? Am I thinking fine? How do you feel about the way I'm feeling? 'Cause I'm not sure I'm feeling right.
not for your faith, if not for your love, if not for your saving grace, I'd be a loner, forgotten and small, climbing a mountain that's too big and too tall. But because you love me, because you care, I can do anything, anytime, anyhow, anywhere. Because you love me, because you're there, I am unstoppable, undeterred. I have heard an answered prayer. Because you love me, I couldn't stand here if not for your strength, if not for your hope. I may have lost my way, and I would just wander in search of my place, caught up in the race. I'd be lost in time and space, but because you love me, because you care, I can do anything, anytime, anyhow, anywhere. Because you love me, because you're there, I am unstoppable, undeterred. I have heard an answered prayer. Because you love because you love me, because you care, I can do anything, anytime, anyhow, anywhere. Because you love me, because you're there, I am unstoppable, undeterred. I have heard an answered prayer. Because you love because you love me. Because you love me.
To our incredible veterans and first responders, Brandon Stokely here. Want to give you a big shout out Take that first step towards healing takes real courage. There will be tough days and doubts along the way, but never forget what you're capable of. Military broadcast radio started with just a laptop and a USB headset. Now it's giving voices to thousands. Your journey matters. You matters. Keep pushing, keep rising. Happy Independence Day, happy July 4th, and thank you for your service.
Web at MB Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live right here at the Mile High skydiving event here in Longmont, Colorado. And ladies and gentlemen, the myth, the legend, the hero, firefighter,
Heather Wissonen.
Heather Wissonen. Yeah, I wasn't even going to try to pronounce the last name. I'll butcher it worse than Swedish Chef.
What? Chop.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Heather Wissonen. I work for Denver Fire Department. I have been a firefighter since 2022. I work at Station 20, previously Station 29 out there. I experienced a fire that I ended up falling through a floor into a fully involved basement. And me and my partner managed to self-extricate with the help of a lot of the Denver Fire Department. And I'm here today because of it. So
when you say self-extricate, what do you mean by that?
So my partner and I were able to make it from the middle of the basement to an egress window that one of the firefighters had jumped into in the attempt to kind of jump in and get us, but instead we climbed out. So,
well, I'm glad that you're here. So tell us, what's the qualifications for a firefighter? Like, do you guys have a PT test? Because the military has a PT test. Tell us a little bit about the PT test.
We do. So we have to do what's called a CPAT in order to even get hired on, which involves doing stairs, carrying 75 pounds. You're kind of going through like a 13-minute process of stairs, pulling things, carrying things, turning, going under step. And then we go through a 23-week academy process, which is we do stairs 3 times a week, high-rise stairs, so you're carrying all of the gear. We're doing PT every morning. We're spending every single day out on the fire ground. And then at the end of it, we do an entire evolution where we're doing a high-rise evolution with two and a half hose, as well as immediately going from a high-rise evolution of stairs and the hose and to a RIT evolution and saving a down firefighter from a situation.
Wow. All right. So the question is, after the incident, are you going to make this a career now? Like, I mean, you've already kind of got the gremlins out, you know? You've already got the gremlins out.
A career in firefighting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I love this job. I think it's such an amazing experience. I'm hoping that I can use my experiences to teach others and kind of empower other people, or just teach them and let them know that that this job is not going, anything that happens to you isn't going to define you, or and you can continue working. So I went back to work. I'm back on the streets. I'm super happy to be there, and I'm just excited to learn more, experience more. So.
I love that. Go ahead, Holly. I'll take it on the Steve. This is your show.
I'm super curious about what made you say yes to today's opportunity.
So my chief Mitchell called me and kind of was talking. Kind of talking to me about it. And he had such good things to say. He said he kind of told me that I came into this so early, so new, and had such a terrible experience.
Right.
But I keep going, and he thinks that this would be kind of an affirmation, as well as for me personally, I just think that this would be, I made it through a burning fire. You can't really.
Well, yeah, you adapted and you overcame, and that's a huge thing. There's a lot of people that, like I saw a TikTok the other day with a kid backing in, and as soon as he hit the mailbox, his brother screamed and scared away. There's a lot of people that they run away from the gunfire, or run away from the trauma, and then there's other individuals that embrace it and get through it. And your chief's exactly right. That's what you did. And that's something that you have experience over anybody else. Because I'm sure now that it's happened to you, now you know what to look for so that you can say, hey, be advised, you need to watch the sector kind of thing.
Like seriously, don't sweat the small stuff.
Right.
You know? So besides running into burning buildings, is there anything else that you've ever done exciting in your life?
No, I'm a pretty boring person.
No, you're not.
No, I haven't done a lot of crazy things. Being a firefighter, I liked that you learned something new every day, and I liked that it was challenging me so much. And I do actually really enjoy that. It's something that not a lot of people do, and I get to go towards what I'm scared of. So.
Now, do you have family that was in the firefighting business that inspired you to do this? Like, you always have either going through the city or going to the military. Why did you pick the way that you picked to the firefighter?
My dad and my grandpa were both firefighters in Southern California. They both retired off the job, but I've always been around the fire service. I've always kind of grown up in it. I got to go to the fire stations when I was a kid. And then,
I mean, that's cool.
Yes.
Even telling your friends, my dad's a firefighter. What's your dad do?
Right?
Yes.
I'm like, oh, it's super cool.
It is. It really is. Okay, so now that after the skydiving, what's the first thing that you're going to do to celebrate today after you get done?
Funny enough, I bought a cake pop, and I'm going to eat a cake pop. So.
I love it. Okay, so, if you don't have any other questions, I
did, but it was like, zhoof, just like, jumping out of a plane. It's out of my brain right now. I mean, for me, like, thinking of everything you've endured, right? And that life's challenges. Has there ever been a call that sticks with you besides that? Like, is there someone out there that you still wonder how they're doing, what happened, or?
Yes, all the time. But so I actually experienced a call with an older man that he had fallen, and we went there. He had been he'd been on the floor all night, and when we were leaving, we kind of set him up. Like, we set him up with putting him back in his chair. We set him up with making sure that everything was next to him. We cleaned up the area, and he had told us he needed help, so we ended up helping and getting we have what's called social workers basically, but they're they're co-responders, and they kind of help set them up with extra help. And I always wonder how he's doing. Actually,
that's awesome.
It's imprinted. That's super cool.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? It's and just so everybody knows, the only reason why we're not going to play the tribute to the troop today is because I'm going to add it later. It's just too technical here to do that. But what we're going to do is after we get done talking with her, we're going to break down and we're going to go up to the jump zone, and we're going to be broadcasting. So as they jump out, not only will you be seeing them, but also we'll be playing like AC/DC Thunderstruck, just like Mile High. So it's going to be a great experience. So it is that time. It is the time to shine.
Let's do it.
Today's Time to Shine is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts, veterans, and first responders. Runs on Dunkin'.
This is your time to shine, baby. It's your time to shine.
Shout out here.
So maybe this is your time to shine. This is a 2-minute platform. Maybe there's something that we didn't ask you that you would really like to talk about, or maybe there's something that you would like to plug. Like, hey mom, hey dad, anything. This is your 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
And just think it might go viral on TikTok.
So I just I kind of think the biggest thing you kind of said, if there's anything to ask her, There are a lot of people, they call a fire department like a family, right? And there are so many people that checked in on me, that still check in 8 months later, and they reach out, and I'm not the biggest talker. So I'm very thankful for everyone who continues to, who is there, and how much like the training program, especially Chief Mitchell, and all of them, how they ended up creating and making sure that the entire department is going through a Mayday training, and a self-extrication, a self-rescue training in order to make sure that they're doing everything in their power to make sure that this hopefully never happens to anyone else on our department. And I'm super thankful. And I'm also thankful that you guys are here. I'm thankful that my brother's here. I'm thankful that everybody's I get to be a part of this. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, Heather, thank you for being here. And for everybody else, stay tuned. We're gonna go off. We're gonna go off grid a little bit, but stay tuned. We'll be back, and we'll be showing the Drop Zone, the special edition of the Morning Wood Show, right here on
Military Broadcast Radio.
The Morning Wood Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.